Hello, welcome back to Daily Drumming with Dunc. We're on to Thursday now, 2nd of April. So what we're going to do every week on Thursday and Friday is we're going to learn a song. Now, obviously, in the length of time it takes these videos last and over 2 days, we're not going to be learning anything massively complicated. So, don't expect the full 8 minutes of Jesus of Suburbia by Green Day or anything like that. We're going to do fairly simple songs, which will hopefully be of interest to everybody. You may have already learnt these songs before. It's a good time to kind of go over them again. I tend to find as well, we're learning simple songs. It's a good way to actually learn the songs from memory and not rely on reading music all the time, because obviously that's a very important part of drumming. If you're playing at Wembley Arena to 40,000 people, you're not going to have a music stand with your notes on the side. It's not very rock and roll, so you've got to learn to play from memory as well. And doing that with a really, really simple song is a good way of doing it, and a good way of practicing your counting and so on. So this week we're going to do Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Fairly simple song. The other thing I find as well with simple songs is sometimes it's harder to play a simple song without all the flashy fills and stuff going off. Just keeping like a really simple pattern and a simple groove going, which is actually another really important part of drumming, to be able to just play a simple groove without thinking I've got to do a drum fill every four bars. It's actually quite challenging, particularly if you're used to playing songs with loads and loads of fills in. So simple stuff is sometimes good. So hopefully these songs that I choose over these coming weeks will be of interest to everybody. So one thing I did say I was going to just mention to you is, if anybody does want to make any donations towards helping me keeping this going and keeping me alive whilst the coronavirus outbreak is on, while I'm doing these drum lesson videos, because I can't teach. I kind of looked at doing Skype online lessons, but there was just too many things going wrong with it, so I'm doing these lessons instead. So if anybody wants to donate anything, £1 or £2 here and there is all much appreciated. 2 ways of doing it. There are links in the description. So here we've got my video that I uploaded yesterday from lesson 1. If you look in the description, sorry to bore you with all this, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's a link there. If you click on that link, that will take you to PayPal if you wish to donate there. You can also subscribe to my Patreon account, which is like a monthly thing, which is either $1 or $3.50. You will get free stuff on that. It's not desperately drumming related, it's more kind of music tech related, but if you're interested in music tech as well, you might want to look at that. The other way is if you're actually on my channel, if you click on the channel header here, and then not the channel header, the channel link, and this is the channel header, which I've just lost, and there are the same links here. So that's the link to the Patreon one, and that is the link to the PayPal one, just on that little thing there. And yeah, if you want to make sure you're keeping up to date with stuff, subscribe, which will be down here, because I can't obviously subscribe to my own channel. I could, I guess. And there's usually a little bell somewhere around here, and that will send you notifications out as and when I upload new videos, because they're going to be coming on all the time. Right, I'm going off in the background there, so let's shut me up there. And we'll go over to Seven Nation Army. So I think what we're going to do today is, because there's basically there's 2 or 3 different parts in this, I'm going to go through those 2 or 3 different parts, leave you with those to practice today, and then tomorrow we'll look at the song structure and we'll kind of deal with a little bit of counting and trying to kind of memorize the thing and put it all together. So, intro bit. We've got 4 bars rest at the beginning, which is easy. And then when the drums first start, we're going to be playing the low tom, the bass drum, and also the left foot. That's what this cross down here at the bottom means. Ignore the circle underneath it. Not entirely sure why they've put that there, because that normally means you would do like an open hi-hat splash thing, and I think it's just like a closed one going down there. So basically all we're doing is we're playing all quarter notes, so it's dead easy. Right hand, right foot, left foot, all going together at the same time. Now, if you've been working through my book 2 lessons, we will have looked at unison playing in lesson 4. I think that one's online. I'm not sure. If it's not, it will be up there very soon. And that's basically when stuff is playing together. So whereas this is pretty easy to play, it's kind of tricky to get them all at the same time. So we've got to make sure we're getting one sound like that. Okay. So we don't want, like your feet going behind you after your hands, or you're speeding up or whatever. So I'll just do this with a metronome, because I'm not going to have the song playing today. I'll do the song tomorrow. So we're at 124 beats per minute. If you're not sure what this means here, that is the speed of the song. So that's telling us that it's 124 beats per minute. So songs are always referred to, song speed is how many beats there are per minute. And I've gone way too far on my metronome. So yeah, da 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 da. I'm not going to try to sing it. Da, da. Oh well, why not? Da 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 da. Okay, so that's all you got to do to start off with. So that's kind of like pattern number 1, which repeats loads and loads of times. I'm going to go through all the repeats and counts, etc. tomorrow. When we get down to this bar here, we're going to bring the snare drum in on beat 2 and beat 4. So we've actually got 3-way unison on beat 1 and beat 3 and 4-way unison. So 4 things playing at the same time on beat 2 and beat 4. So as you're going into that, you're going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so pretty straightforward. I'll just slow it down a little bit. So it's going to go. Song speed is going to be this. Sorry, my drums sound really loud in my headphones today for some reason. Okay, so that's kind of like pattern 1A. So you got pattern 1 is without the snare drum, pattern 1A is the one with the snare drum. Watch out for a common mistake when I've been teaching this in the past is when the snare drum comes in, people tend to put it on beat 1 and beat 3. So you've got to make sure you're counting, because when you're doing this, it's easy to get lost and not know which beat you're on. Making sure you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that snare in then on 2 and 4. Okay, we've then got the what's called the bridge or the pre-chorus. So this is the bit that kind of like links the verse into the chorus. So the feet are carrying on doing the same thing, going all the way through. The right hand is still carrying on over here, so that's still doing the same thing. But the left hand, if we look here, is going to put a crash on beat 1 and then the high tom on beat 2, 3 and 4. So it will go, if I go into that from the groove before, and it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if I slow that down, let's just zoom in a little bit. It's going to go, so that's what we would be playing before. Okay, that's going to sound like that. And then the chorus, which is the third pattern, and then that's it. There's pretty much nothing else different in the song. It's just a very, very simple, straightforward quarter note. Sorry, drums are sounding really weird today for some reason. Don't know why. But anyway, right hand is playing. If we're looking at this bar here, right hand is playing the crash all the way through on 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've just got your bass drum on 1 and 3, your snare on 2 and 4. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the chorus is kind of like a 4-bar loop. The first and the second bar play what we've just done there. On the third bar, we've got this kind of like triplet thing on beat 3 and beat 4. So it's quarter note triplets. Now, the easiest way is, because you may not know about triplets yet, or indeed you may not know about quarter note triplets, it's basically it goes 1, 2, and then it's foot, hand. So probably the easiest way I would do to count that for now, I'd go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so, and then the last bar is the same as beat 1 and bar 1 and bar 2. So you get. So if I play the whole 4-bar chorus loop, it sounds like this. Okay, so when you do that 1, 2, 3 bit, this bit here, it's foot, hand. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And it's just trying to get that duh, 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 duh. It's sort of trying to spread out those 3 notes across the 2 beats. Without getting too technical about how we're going to count quarter note triplets and so on, it's just like duh, 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 duh. It's kind of like following the guitar riff. And then like the bit that comes after the chorus is basically the same as the bridge. Okay, we've got the... and it finishes off with a crash there. And then basically the rest of the song, all this stuff here, which I'll talk about tomorrow, is just repeating all the other stuff that we've already done. So it gets it all on one nice neat page. I will, as previously, put this in the daily drum lessons folder. And what else was I going to say? I can't remember. It's gone. So That's basically the 3 different parts of it. Okay, so you've got like groove 1, which is this bit, and then groove 1A variation, whatever brings the snare drum in. We've got the bridge bit with the crash, dun, 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 and then we've got the 4-bar loop for the chorus. So there's just those 3 bits. So have a practice of through those today. Again, I wouldn't go straight in with a song first of all. Just practice it with the metronome. Gradually build your speed up. Try and get up to that 124 beats per minute. And then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk a little bit about song structure, because that's a good time to think about song structure and how songs are put together. And then we'll put the whole thing together and we'll play it through with the track. And then you can spend all weekend while I have a break from doing these lessons playing Seven Nation Army. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow when we put it all together. Cheers.